Hey everyone, it's Casey Nicole, and today I'm going to take you through a really quick stretch and open practice that will help you target into your outer hips and glutes. So hopefully we get a nice release down here. And I would recommend having 2 blocks just in case. You may use them, you may not, but it's nice to have them handy. We're going to start in a nice seated position, establish some breath, get some rotation, and then we'll start to move in. Close your eyes from whatever seated position you're in. Stack the spine up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. And exhale, let all of your breath empty out of the lungs. Through the nose, take a deep breath in. Fill up from the bottom of your torso all the way up to the top, slowly and gradually expanding in all directions. Once you reach the top of the breath, hold it here. And then open up the mouth and let it go. Again, slow inhale from the bottom to the top. Take your time. Once you reach the top of the breath, hold it. Open up the mouth and let it go. Again, let's take a deep breath in from the bottom to the top, expanding all the way around the body, all the way up. Holding at the very top, see if you can sip in a little more breath. And then through the nose this time, just as slowly, exhale, empty out from the top back down to the bottom. And then maintain a nice, smooth, steady breath in and out of the nose, letting go a little of the force and embracing more of that sensation of the fullness that we've created. Go ahead and blink open through your eyes when you're ready. So because we're going to work into the glutes and the outer hips, one thing that can help us get deeper into those spaces is by deepening our twists. So from your seated position, let's reach the arms up, deep breath in, lift the spine tall, and exhale, twist to the right side. Feel your left hand connect to your opposite right knee, right fingertips to the ground behind you. Keep the spine lifted. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twisting open to that right side. We're just going to do a couple more. Lifting taller, inhale. Rotating a little deeper, exhale. Last one, deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's inhale, come back to center, reach the arms high over the head. And exhale, twist to the left side. Right hand, left knee, left fingertips to the ground. Lift the spine, take a deep breath in. And exhale, twist. Same thing, just a couple more here, lifting taller on the inhale. Rotating a little more deeply on the exhale. Last one. You're not going to feel much in your outer hips and glutes yet, but we're just creating a little more space in preparation. Let's come back to center on your inhale, reach your arms up, and then join your hands down together at your heart. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to be doing a cross leg forward fold, but from a seated position, and I would recommend having a block. So I'll show you here. The legs are going to extend, and we're going to start by getting into the right leg. So I'm going to cross the right leg over to the left side of the mat. I'm going to take my block, and I'm going to bring it over towards the right side of the mat so that when I cross over, I have a place to anchor my left foot. Okay, it is going to be slightly elevated. That's exactly what we're looking for. Walk the feet as far away from each other as you can get them and let them sit comfortably. Okay, so if it feels like they're going to fall or not able to stretch as far as you'd like, find where they sit more naturally. Lift your spine. You can pull the sit bones back. And as you lift up nice and tall, slowly begin to fold forward on your exhale. So as you fold, you're putting equal weight over the legs, but you're going to feel mostly into the bottom leg. We're going to emphasize its depth just a little bit more. So take your hands and bring them over towards that left side. And as you do, you can walk your hands over to the left and fold your way over. You're going to feel that stretch all the way up into your outer right hip. Give yourself a couple deep breaths here. You can focus on walking those right fingertips away as much as it feels good. Slowly walk yourself back up, uncross your legs, quick little shake here. And then we'll switch. Take the block over towards the left. Left foot crosses to the right. Right foot crosses over to the left. Right leg is on top this time. Left leg is on the bottom. You can walk the sit bones back. Find your positioning here. Spine up nice and tall. And then exhale, walk your hands forward over the legs. As you do, really kick out, especially through that bottom foot, reaching out through the heel. And then take your hands, cross them over to that right side, and you can walk over to the right as much as you'd like as you fold over. Keep kicking out through the heels. Couple more deep breaths. Slowly start to walk yourself back up. Uncross the legs, shake them out. You can set the blocks off to the side. Okay, so for this next one that we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking pigeon pose, but a variation of pigeon pose. If pigeon just doesn't feel good for your knees, feel free to come down onto your back. Figure 4, crossing an ankle over and hugging in. If you are hugging in, you'll have an option to go a little bit deeper by shifting your legs a couple inches over in either direction. Now you're going to go in the direction that the sole of the foot is facing on that top crossed leg. Okay, so for this case, my left foot is crossed over, but it's facing to the right side. So as I draw in, I'm going to let my legs tip a couple inches over to that right side. Okay, and then when we switch, do the same thing in the opposite direction. Otherwise, let's make our way into pigeon, and we're going to mimic that similar type of tilt or rotation, but in a different way. So let's come into tabletop, hands and knees. And from tabletop, walk your knees back just a little bit behind the hips. And that way you have a little more clearance in front of you. We're going to start with the left side. Slide your left knee behind the left wrist. Now, you're going to take your foot and start to swivel it in front of the hips. Maybe it just barely gets in front of the hips. That's fine. Maybe you walk it towards your right wrist. Just make sure, however deep you go into this position, that you're still able to sink your hips back and down, extend through the back leg while keeping the hips level, not kicked off to a side. If you're kicked off to a side, chances are you've opened up that foot too much, which opens up that outer hip, okay? Take it to your appropriate depth. You can also use props to help level out your hips. Now, from here, slowly begin to lower down onto your forearms. Now, if this is just too much, you can always take the reclined variation on your back, hugging in and letting it tip a little to the side that the sole of the foot is facing, okay? Otherwise, right hand is going to hold on to the outer left knee, okay? Right hand holding onto the knee. Slide the left hand to the left side of the mat. We're going to create a twist, which is going to help us access more depth in that outer left hip. So as I hold onto the knee with my hand, I'm going to create resistance. My hand is going to try to pull my knee in towards the center of the mat, but my knee is going to resist and try to press out. So I'm pushing and I'm pulling against myself, which is going to create tension in that outer hip. So begin to pull in with your hand, but resist with your knee and keep kicking it back out. Feel that intensity. Now, hold and maintain that. Lengthen your spine. And now we're going to press through the left fingertips and help to rotate your ribs and chest to the left side while maintaining that tension in that left hip. So just breathe here. Give yourself a few more. And then gently release, come to center, and fold over as much as you can for about 4 breaths. You can always use props underneath your hands, underneath your chest, whatever feels best to support you, or underneath your head. Lots of different options here. 3 more breaths. And then let's slowly come back up onto the hands. You're going to tuck the back toes, walk the back knee in just a little bit until you're able to swivel your left foot out, bring it back, and shake it out however you'd like. If you're on your back, you can go ahead and release out of that side and shake it out. All right. When you're ready, we're going to do the other side. So if you're on your back, you can come into that other side now. We're going to do the right side. I'm going to switch on the mat so you have a better visual just in case. From tabletop, walk the knees back just a little bit. This time, slide right knee behind the right wrist. Swivel the foot in front as far as you'd like. And then sink the hips back and down, left leg long behind the hip. Make sure the hips are nice and level. And then when you're ready, slowly lower down onto your forearms. From the forearms, left hand connects to that outer knee. Right fingertips slide to the right side of the mat. Now create resistance by pulling in with the hand, but pressing out with the knee. Pulling in and pressing out. Create that resistance, that tension, long spine, and then press to the hand, that right hand, and feel your ribs and chest gently rotating open to that right side, which is going to help emphasize the depth of the opening on that outer right hip. Few deepened breaths here. As you release the tension, come back to center, and we're going to fold our way over for about 4 breaths. Remember, if you're on your back, you can just draw in and tip the leg a little over to the side. Slow your breath down. Try to release into that outer hip as much as you're able. Slowly come back up onto your hands. Tuck the back toes, walk the back knee in just a little bit. Swivel the right foot out. And as you come out of the position, once again, just shake out. If you're on your back, you can shake out from there, and we will meet back upright on our mats. So make your way into a comfortable seated position. From your seat, spine up nice and tall. Join your hands together at your heart center. Thank yourself for taking the time to be here in your practice. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through it. And you can open up your eyes whenever you're ready. So I wanted to keep this practice short and sweet, something that will help you to access space in those outer hips and those glutes, especially when I feel in the yoga practice, they don't get targeted all that often aside from pigeon pose. So being able to explore more depth within it and also within different postures or variations such as twists will help us to know how to loosen up and how to gain more space into those areas. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. Feel free to share with a friend. And I'm looking forward to practicing with y'all again next time.